Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. This one is pretty simple. It's the best aim settings that I have found so far for Shatterline. If you're unfamiliar with what Shatterline is, it's a free FPS game. It's in playtest right now at the time of the recording of this video, and it releases in early access on Steam on September 8th. Do I know if this is coming to consoles? No, I don't. It's made by a company called FragLab LLC. They actually are a very, very small company based in Ukraine. They have no deep pockets from what they have said multiple times, and they have no publisher either. So they're basically putting this game out on their own entirely. And, you know, if you go to their YouTube page, they have like under 500 views on the 3 videos that they posted. They got a couple shorts on there that don't even hit 100 views. And, you know, they have a Twitter that's not verified, and I think it's got like under 2,000 followers at the time that I last checked, which was about a couple hours ago. So it's a very small company that not a lot of people have heard of. I can't actually find any information on them other than that, and no other games that I know that they have made. But they have made Shatterline, and Shatterline is amazing. It has PvE and PvP, but the PvP is arena-like shooting, which is cool because it blends a bunch of different aspects. It's pretty much run and gun, kind of like COD, but it has that that feel of like, you know, TF2. So it's awesome, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the aim settings. But one more thing before we do. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. All right, let's get to the aim settings. All right, so as you can see, it shows that I have an Xbox controller plugged in, but I actually don't, and it shows the controls for the Xbox controller. I actually have a PS5 controller. Now, there's been a ton of people telling me in my chat while I was live streaming that you know, controllers aren't optimized. I went into the Shatterline Discord, and a bunch of people are saying the same thing, that controllers are not optimized, and pretty much the only controller that works very well with it is the PS5 controller. Obviously, you know, it's a small dev team, so that's fine. Maybe they're going to start working on trying to optimize controllers a little bit better. But the PS5 controller is fine. There's no problems with it. If you still want your controller to feel like an Xbox controller, you can use an Xbox controller. I think it should be fine. Just to be safe, maybe use the next-gen Xbox controller because I tried to use my PS4 controller for about a game or two, and it was just terrible. So use a PS5 controller because I know for sure that it is A-okay. And you don't need to use DS4 Windows. If you want to, go ahead. But again, if you plug in a PS5 controller or even a PS4 controller into your PC and you run it through DS4 Windows, they're getting read as Xbox controllers. So if you don't want to mess it up in this game, or if Xbox controllers are no good or they're not as optimized as well, PS5, just plug it in. The game runs through Steam, so you can run it through Steam. And if you need to know how to set up your Steam settings for your PlayStation controller properly and with the best configurations, I'll put the link to that video that I did in the description below. But let me remove the webcam, and then we'll take a look at these aim settings, and I'll break it down for you. All right, first things first is your vertical and your horizontal sensitivity are the top 2, and then the next 2 are your vertical and your horizontal acceleration. Anything that says acceleration, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. Put it to 0 on all of these because it's absolutely terrible. I think that's the reason why a lot of the optimization is not good. There's people in my chat that have been telling me it's something to do with the dead zones. My dead zones feel fine. I don't see a problem with my dead zones, and I'm a person who buys a new controller like every month to maybe a month and a half, 2 months at the latest, because I want fresh new dead zones all the time. I don't want to take controllers apart. I've got like a box full of PS4 controllers, and I'm, within no time, I'm going to have the same thing of PS5 controllers at this point. I've already gone through 2 PS5 controllers. So put the accelerations to 0. The dead zones are fine in this game from what I can tell. Menu cursor speed, that last one at the bottom, that's how fast you can move the cursor, this thing. It's pretty slow at 50 still, so if you want to bump it all the way up, that's fine. Maybe that's kind of fast. It just feels slow because of Apex. So what I did, speaking of Apex Legends, is I tried to get this as close to Apex as possible. The reason why I say that is because right now I'm in the midst of playing Apex Legends and Rogue Company. My Rogue Company settings are pretty slow because it's a third-person shooter, a tactical shooter, and then my Apex Legends is a first-person shooter, and it's pretty fast-paced, and it's very movement-based, so I have to track a lot faster with those. And those also have per optic settings. This doesn't have per optic settings, but this game is FPS, just like Apex Legends. And also, this game is very fast-paced in the movement because of the slide tech. The slide tech and, of course, the jumping. You see a lot of people jumping around corners. You see a lot of people sliding into fights. You see a lot of people sliding out of fights. And you see a lot of people sliding and shooting, sliding, shooting, just back and forth, off and on, constantly. And then, to add even more to it, there are characters in the game that have the movement ability where they can run super fast, and then there's other characters that have that sort of like dash kind of blink kind of ability. The German astronaut dude has it, and then the Chinese guy with the mohawk and glasses, they both have that ability. I tried to get it as close to Apex Legends as possible. In Apex, I run 4.3. So in this game, that would be the equivalent to 40-30 because we're not on a scale of 1 to 10. We're on a scale of 1 to 100, which is basically, 4 is, it's just multiplied by 10 from the Apex thing. Now, this is similar. I got 40-35. The reason why I don't have a straight up 4.3 is because that 3.5, which is what that would be in Apex, feels just a little bit better for that horizontal movement in this game. Again, acceleration 0, and then we're going to go to our aim vertical and our aim horizontal. This is a tad bit slower. So instead of 40 for the vertical when we aim down our sights, we're going with 30. So we're just chopping a whole 10 off of that, and we're chopping 10 off of the horizontal sensitivity to 25 as well. Reason why is because, again, when we are just using our vertical and horizontal sensitivity, we want to be able to move back and forth very fast. We want to be able to flick left and right, up and down. There's a lot of verticality in this, and there's a lot of movement and a lot of different movement tech. And everyone is moving very fast on the map at all times, basically. The reason why we have slower ADS is because in this game, there is a ton of head glitches. You can see the characters that can put up their own walls. The only thing you'll see is their head, if anything. There's a lot of different head glitches with cover around the map as well. And especially if you play a game mode like Conquest, which is basically King of the Hill or Hardpoint. And as well as the payload version, which is kind of like the Overwatch or the Paladins version of payload, where you have to, one team is defending and the other team is trying to push the payload and extend their time by reaching those checkpoints. So I just need a little bit slower because I want to make more fine-tuned movements while I'm in that ADS. I am basically putting my reticle on the person without aiming, and then once I'm ready to fire and control that recoil, I'm going to use that ADS. All right, well, that's pretty much it for the controller settings that I have found to be the best so far for Shatterline on controller for PC. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're using a different sensitivity or if you went ahead and tried this one, let me know how that goes for you in the comments below. If you need a full settings setup breakdown video, let me know about that as well. And remember, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for checking out the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video
heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.